as a creative, there are some projects that we do not because we want to, but we're told that's what's good for us. It's what the mainstream wants. It's what's trending right now, and it will help you place yourself as an artist in this space. And I most of the time, for me personally, I find myself rushing these projects and half-halving them so I can get back to what I really want to create. I end up doing these other things that I really actually genuinely like doing and are more authentic to me as a person. And the question I always had is, how great would it be if I could monetize the things that I genuinely enjoy doing as a creative, and not these mind-numbing, mainstream, trendy things that don't really feel like me. So today we're going to be going into how to not sell your soul as a creative. The promise of this video is I will provide insight into monetizing your craft while still making fulfilling and authentic work. So who am I? I work in the film industry as a VFX director. I've made and directed my own short films, and I run a Melbourne-based streetwear brand. My name is RK. I help young creatives monetize their craft in a fulfilling way. First of all, respect to you for clicking on this low dopamine educational video compared to the clickbaity videos on your feed. Something that would help both me and you is scrolling down and clicking the subscribe button to see more content like this on your feed, from me and from other YouTubers that are educational. If you are a young aspiring creative and you do resonate with some of the things that I'm saying in this video, and you are struggling with monetizing your craft in a fulfilling way, I would love to have a chat. It's the first link down below. So the key factors we're going to go through today is, number one, you might not even notice that you are selling your soul. Number two, how to be fulfilled with your creative work. And finally, we're going to be going into some actionable steps you can take. So first, we're going to go into, you might not even notice that you're selling your soul. When you are doing this productive work that you say you're doing to working towards your goals, there's always something on the back of your mind that you seem to be rushing this work so you can go to do. So for me, if I'm doing a freelancing project and it's a project where I have to edit a video, I always find myself rushing so I can do more design work and do more 3D work. So that was the one thing that I always rushed on my work so I can actually get to do, because that's where I felt like I was the most creative and most fulfilled in creating with. So maybe that thing that you're rushing, or your current productive work, is the thing that really fulfills you as a creative. What is a way that you could monetize this work that really does fulfill you, and what is a way that you can use it to help the people around you? Who are you really helping with the work that you're doing, and why do you create as a creative? So we're going to go into being fulfilled with your creative work. There's a difference between creating for therapy and getting stuff off your chest, and creating because that's the thing you want to do to fulfill your life. If you want to create for therapy, that's totally fine. You cannot build your life around it. That's the harsh truth that most young aspiring creatives need to understand. If you do want to create a life around creating meaningful work that does fulfill you, you need to answer this question: who are the people that you would help? This target audience of people that you would help are usually a lot similar to you, or someone that you know or have a connection with. Once you have this target audience, what is some ways that you can help them with the creative work that you do? Your target audience might be elderly people in your country, or your target audience might be lower economical status, younger children. So what problems does this target audience have? What are some goals that they have? And what are some things that they want for themselves? For young children in my country of a lower economical status, they would want school supplies. They have goals of going to school and treated the same as everyone else, being seen and being represented in some way. And as a creative, you can help these people in so many ways using your craft. So say you are someone who is in the digital multimedia feed, what are some ways that you can help these disadvantaged children? You could teach, you could provide forms of media that raise awareness. There are so many things that you can do. Over time, you monetize this service that you're doing and helping these people. If you have a why, you wake up and work with more conviction and responsibility, because you are contributing to society, to something that you really like doing. So we're going to go through some actionable steps that you can take. We already talked about some things that you can do, but this is the actionable game plan we can take. Meditate on who are the people you want to help. If you had everything in your life set out for you, you had all the money, you had all your goals set, Who would you help out of just the kindness of your heart? Write down all their demographical details, what age they are, what country they're from, their gender, and create a persona. For me personally, it was my younger self. I really wanted to help and represent the younger me with the creative work that I do. So once you have this target audience, write it down and save it for later. Next, we're going to be going into what type of work do you really find yourself getting into that flow state in? What type of work do you do and you find yourself that time is just going by and you don't even realize it? What are some ways that you can leverage this thing that you get into a flow state into? What is a way that you can combine this thing that you can get into a flow state into so easily to helping the target audience that you thought about before? Something that can really help with brainstorming all these activities is just sitting there bored looking at a wall with a piece of paper for 10 minutes. It might seem mundane, but taking away all that stimulation can really help all these repressed thoughts in your brain be unearthed again. So an example of this would be, say in the first step, I really want to help people like me, young Australian, Asian immigrant, male students. And let's say, hypothetically, the thing that I get into a flow state doing is playing the piano. And I can play the piano for hours on end and I don't feel tired towards the end. I don't even see the time going by. And then think to yourself, what are some goals that this persona has? What are some things that this persona would like? Maybe it's being represented in this new country. Maybe it's finding a community and learning new hobbies. With my piano playing, there's a lot that I can do. A couple things that I can think of the top of my head is I could create music that represents this type of person and I could document my process. Another thing I could do is create group lessons for this type of people where I could teach them my skill, and that would be a great opportunity for creating a community and feeling represented through music and through the thing that you like doing. Once you have these two things and you figured out what is a way that you can combine these two and leverage the work that you do, schedule some time in the day where you purposely start spending in helping these people with your craft. Slowly increase the time that you spend your craft. When you see that you're making a change and actually helping people doing the things that you like, the money seems like a perk compared to the feeling of purpose and fulfillment that you get when doing this. So the key factors that we went through today is you might not even know that you are selling your soul. Number two, how to be fulfilled with your creative work. And we went into some actionable steps that you can take to do so. So the promise at the start of this video is I will provide insight into monetizing your craft while still making fulfilling and authentic work. Again, if you are a young aspiring creative and finding it difficult to monetize your work, I would love to have a chat. It's the first link down below.